Hey Soul Tribe, it is Intuitive Energy Guide, Clairvoyant, and Source Energy Channel Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to your weekly energy reading. I'm coming to you live from my reading room here on the central coast of California. It is a beautiful, clear, sunny, but kind of chilly day over here for us. And I am just so delighted to be with you here today. If I could give you a virtual digital whatever high five, like boom, let's do it right now, because the collective energy this week is feeling so much better than last week, like total 180. I think the right after the full moon passed last week, it was like just a big, huge feeling of relief and lightness and uplifted energy again. So, this is really great news. Let me tell you a little bit before we really dive in today. This is your energy reading for the week of December 16th, and we're going to double down and go through December 29th, 2019. So, this energy reading is for the next 2 weeks. And part of that is going to have to do with the channeled message. The topic of doubling down this week has a lot to do with the fact that we're going to get a repeated channeled message. And I will explain a little bit more about that in just a second. But just know that most likely this is going to carry us through these 2 weeks, with a little caveat that if there's really a channeled message or an oracle card draw that you guys need to have for the week of Hanukkah and Christmas, I will write that up and send it via email, but I won't be doing a live video. So make sure that you are on my email list. You can either just private message me your email address and I'll add you, or you can visit my website, kathy-weiss.com. And right there on the home page, you get a free mini intuitive reading as a little bonus and my gift to you for subscribing to my email. So one way or the other, make sure you're on my list so that if there is information you need next week, you are certain to receive it. Can we talk about the hot pink for a second? Is your weekly energy charge up, where I post the crystals on my Facebook page, Lightworker Kathy Weiss, and over there on the Instagram stories, Lightworker_Kathy. Those were all green today. It was so interesting that all of that energy was green, but for at least a day or 2 days now, I've known that the energy for the weekly energy reading was hot pink. So, a couple of different things going on. I even have a little bit of hot pink howlite with me here today. It is not naturally hot pink. They do dye the howlite this color, but it's to heighten a little bit more of the energy of love. And with hot pink, the love is more like passionate love. And that doesn't necessarily mean romantic passionate love, although it certainly could. It's about passionate love for yourself, passionate love for life, and sort of this robust, like, gusto and ability to appreciate and be in the present moment with a soaring sense of joy and delight. That's the energy that we're starting to feel collectively, and the energy that you're being asked to cultivate and invite into the next 2 to 3 weeks. So, the repeated message is a channeled message from 2 weeks ago. And what's really interesting, guys, check it out. When I either share the messages with you in the videos or I post them in writing on Instagram and Facebook, when I'm done, I put an X on them to let me know that one's done. I don't have to go back and find it. But this one, look, check it out. The date is from December 2nd. I don't know if you can read that, but it says 12/2. And I did channel this message for you guys on the Monday messages for December 2nd. And I didn't exit out on either, like, dude, on either page. And that wasn't a conscious thing. I just didn't do it. And I didn't even think about it until when I was kind of preparing for you guys this week. And what I was hearing is, we needed to hear that message again. So the reason our guides repeat messages is because there's something in there we need to hear. And it's sort of like our guides are just knocking until we take our fingers out of our ears and listen, basically. Or the first time you heard it, you heard a part that was meaningful to you then, but there's going to be a different part that's meaningful to you now. Or it could even be that the same part that was meaningful, you just needed to hear it again and digest it and really absorb it. So it's sort of like when you go back and watch a movie for the second or third time and you're like, oh, I didn't even catch that part the first time around. That's what repeated messages are for. And this one is really valuable. I think what happened was because the energy has lifted and the energy is lighter, more of us are ready to actually hear this message and absorb it and follow through with it than we were 2 weeks ago even. So I'm going to go ahead and read that channeled message for you. And then I do have some oracle cards to kind of follow up the message. And when you hear this, you will then know why we're doubling down on the energy reading this week and having a break next week. So as I get into this, if it's making sense, if it's not making sense, if you have questions or comments, shoot them down there for me, or even just, some little hearts and likes so that I know you're with me, because it's nice to know that I'm not just talking to my camera all by myself with my co-healer Agnes over here from time to time. But it's all good if you're watching the replay. Even then, you can give me some comments and questions and I'll come back and get you. So, repeated channeled message from December 2nd, 2019. Oh, also, just as I was about to start reading it for you, what I heard from our guides, or actually they said, no, not our guides, but your guides, so a little bit separate from me, but more for you, is that if you choose to go back and watch some of the previous episodes of your weekly energy reading, which have also been called Monday messages in the past, it's the same concept. There's something in there that you need to hear or that's calling to you. So even if it's not the week that the video played or aired, go watch them because there is good information, and you hear something new and different and it elevates you in a new and different way the more you listen. So know that you're always welcome to go back, and that's why they stay up there on YouTube and on my website, so at kathy-weiss.com/video, or on YouTube, after youtube.com/ it's Kathy Weiss, the Joy Healer. Let's dive in. We want you to end your year clear and in connection. We want you to celebrate those you love in a meaningful way. We want you to take pause and enjoy yourself. There are times to energetically push and put forth effort, strong will, determination, power, drive, and self-discipline. This is not that time. These next weeks are for focus on what matters, your heart and your relationships. Clarity of heart. What does your soul desire next year? What do you feel pulled or called to? Prepare and plan a little bit. Like write your goals down or your thoughts down so that when January 1st arrives, you're ready to stride forward with full force. Clarity of relationships. What do you love, or who do you love, and who loves you? Who do you enjoy being with, and how do you enjoy spending time together? It is mutual, and you want to ensure that both parties find satisfaction in joint activities. Now, oh God, sorry guys. Now is a time of momentous healing, rest, clarity, and celebration. And when I said momentous healing, I started to feel a little bit of emotion and teariness coming up. So I get a sense that for many of you, these next 2 weeks are going to be really healing if you can follow this guidance. Rest, clarity, and celebration. Take joy in this time and be easy in this time. The time to be strong and powerful is coming. This is not it. This is the time of comfort and joy. Yes, like the song. Give yourself permission. All will be well, as this will feel right and good in your body and your soul. We love you, sweet blessed ones. This message is complete. So the real heart of this message is to give yourself permission to be a little bit easier the next couple of weeks, and to be in a place of joy and celebration, and do those annual activities that are fun for you just because they're fun, and to do the things that are engaging with the people that you love just to be engaged with the people that you love, with no outcome necessary. Like, there isn't any purpose or end result other than present moment joy. So if you're someone who loves to bake a bajillion cookies, go do that. If you love snuggling up in your holiday jammies and watching a bajillion Christmas movies, do that. If you enjoy I don't even know, like, what are your holiday activities and festivities that you enjoy? Go do them just because, and take the pressure off of goal-oriented activities. And it doesn't mean you're never going to pursue goal-oriented activities again. It just means that for right now, you're healthy and you're whole and you have your people and you are loved and you are loved, and it's time to be soft and gentle and celebratory. That's why the message is repeated, and that's why next week there will not be a live video of Monday messages or your weekly energy reading, because I'm going to be having a little bit of celebratory Christmas time, and also I'm going to be healing from an oral surgery procedure, and it would be wiser for me to be a little bit more quiet. So like I said at the beginning of the video, if something comes through that you really need to hear for the week of Hanukkah and Christmas, I will channel it and or pull an oracle card and send that to you via email. So do make sure you're on my email list. And speaking of oracle cards, I was almost going to forget, and this deck was like, do not forget me. We need an oracle card today. Also, when I was preparing the deck right before the video and shuffling it and getting it ready for you, I could feel really strongly it wanted to be cleansed or cleared. And so you can see right behind me on the shelf, boink, boink, right above my finger right there, I've got some sage. So if you're someone who has oracle card decks at home and you use them regularly, now that the year is starting to wrap up, it's a good idea to cleanse your decks. And all you have to do is get your sage and, of course, light it. It's not lit right now. And just all around. Wave the sage and the smoke all around. So we know that sage has antibacterial properties, so it does actually physically cleanse, and it does a nice energetic cleansing as well. Let's get a card that goes with today's messages. When I work with people live or one-on-one in person, whatever, I invite them to choose where in the deck the card is. I'm going to choose for us today, unless somebody wants to shout out while I'm kind of pondering where the card is. But I see this. The cards like to tell us where they are. You can see natural breaks. Sometimes a card will be sticking out, or even sometimes when you're shuffling, a card will flip out, and that's how you know that's the best one. But there's a big dramatic break there, but there's a quieter one here that's calling to me more. So I'm going to turn it around so I can see that. Yep. And go right there with that spot in the deck. This is the Mother Mary Oracle, and I chose it because it has such a strong vibration of love, and that's really the energy coming through for all of us this week. And this card is Our Lady of Becoming. And the first thing I thought when I saw the image was how her eyes are closed and she's tuned inward, and it's a little bit of like the energy that we're being invited to, especially with those questions of clarity, around the clarity of heart and the clarity of relationships. Those answers come from within your heart. And we know that your heart brain has the ability to process feelings and emotions more than your head brain. So with Our Lady of Becoming, it's like she's looking down into her heart for the answers. And the answers that arise are the what and the why. Your head brain, that's the how. The head brain is like the logistical center, but your heart is the what and the why. Let's take a look in the guidebook at the author's intention for this beautiful, sweet card. And it says, you may have a sense that deep within you there is so much more than what appears on the surface, and so much more than what others can see. Even if you consider yourself an open book, so to speak, you may sense that within you something more is yet to be. Yeah, and I can feel that in the culmination of 2019 and sort of the gentle preparations for 2020, that a lot of us are ready now for that moreness to start to arise. And it is a good time for questioning. Even if you don't have the answers, keep asking the questions. This oracle comes to you with a message of grace and divine blessing. That which you sense within, that unfolding destiny of which you dream, will be. Yes, beloved, it is time to believe and to act with a sense of inevitability rather than hopeful fantasy. This is a really uplifting card. It comes at a time when you may be uncertain about your future, about what's happening within you, or whether anything is happening at all. I get that. But you're asked to surrender your concerns into Mother Mary's care and to take any step that feels right for you. What's in your heart is your path forward. And I've been playing around with this idea of what's more important, joy or clarity. And just today, so you guys like big super secret reveal as things unfold into 2020. Joy is clarity. Because when we are in joy, we're in the highest vibrational state that we can be. That's joy, love, freedom, alignment, and appreciation. And when we're in joy, we are in clarity, because anything that brings us joy is our soul's purpose. And if you are in joy and you are in your soul's purpose, you are in a space of clarity. I feel a huge number one weight, but not like a negative weight, like a positive weight of the universe, like pouring down to me that was a big fat yes. And that some of you aren't even ready to hear that yet. And so we're going to explore it more in the coming year. And I'm feeling a journey unfolding for a lot of us around joy and clarity and soul purpose. And I'm delighted that I could possibly be the guide that brings you into alignment with joy and therefore your soul's purpose. So, if you feel compelled, please hang out with me here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, my website. Hop into a session of mini messages. There's so many ways to connect, and I have ongoing really awesome relationships with the people that work with me, and I am right here ready for you when and if you're ready to be guided in the direction of joy, clarity, and your soul's purpose. You guys are awesome. I am wishing you a very happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, and I will definitely be back on December 30th, 2019 with your weekly energy reading and channeled messages that are meant to help you get started with the new year. You're awesome. I love you. Go enjoy your holiday season, and I will see you again very soon. Namaste. I love you guys. Bye.